It's the second annual Gary Comedy Awards. Live from Melbourne, through parts unknown, and onto sunshine, lollipops, and bowling alleys, Moorabbin. Now, would you please welcome your host, Mr. Ged Cogley. Ged! Thank you, and thanks. Hello, I'm Ged Cogley, and welcome to the 2013 Gary Awards. Well, the Melbourne Comedy Festival has been done and dusted for another year. The winners have been announced. The awards have been handed out for Best Show, Best Newcomer, the Larrys, the Barrys, the Gibbons, the Planks of Wood, the Yellow Gumboots. It seems every show gets an award. Nearly every show. Not every show. For you see, there are some shows that won't be going home to a comfy roast dinner this season, that will walk home after each performance through the windswept streets of Melbourne, home to an empty apartment where they'll cry themselves to sleep under a moth-eaten blanket and cry, "Why me? Why me? Why me?" It's those shows we celebrate tonight. Hit it, boys! The house band of the Garys. Thanks, boys. Take 5.
Fuck off!
The Garys are a celebration of those shows that perhaps, well, really didn't quite hit the mark. They took it up the proverbial Gary this year. Not just shows, but individuals as well. I mean, despite the amount of work that goes into these shows, I mean, sometimes there's weeks, months, even minutes that go into creating these masterpieces. For tragedy equals comedy. And these are the Gary Awards. But everyone is asking just who will take out the coveted Brown Gary this year. And now to the Garys. Our first Gary is for Venue of the Year. And the nominees are the Exford Hotel downstairs, no stabbings 3 years in a row. The Tuxedo Cat, building subject to demolition. Melbourne Town Hall, that room upstairs with that old person smell. Sahara Bar restaurant area, physical assault, court case pending. The Exford Hotel again, the back laneway. And the winner is the Sahara Bar restaurant, who provided no suitable area to perform and wouldn't close the restaurant so performers could actually perform. Did I mention the manager? So what is the comedy festival without an audience? It's nothing, it's just mucking around in your bedroom, I suppose, and we've all done that. So, anyway, we're now on to our next Gary, the Audience Participation Awards. And the nominees are... This is History Melbourne. The impatient guy in the Chinatown Square car park who kept slowly reversing his car into the audience. Darren Freak. There was no audience. The Sahara Bar. The manager. The manager. James Crisfoma Rose, who one audience member loudly described as, and I'm quoting, lacking any credible humour, maturity, and made awful one-line jokes. I would question his general level of intelligence or social skills, as he lacked both. Ouch. And finally, Tracy Morgan, a large portion of his audience who participated by actually walking out. And the winner is James Crisfoma Rose. Well done, James. Each show has to sell themselves either with a great poster or a promo picture that describes exactly what the show is about. And these ones really took the cake as far as Gary cakes go. And the nominees for Best Poster or Promo Shot for the Garys are Judith Lucy and Denise Scott, Cole Cameron, Nick Stevens, 2013, When We Were Idiots, Bev Killick and Monty Diamante, Darren Freak, and the winner is Ricky Nixon. What? And now we come to one of my favourite segments, one of your favourite segments, judging by both the letters we received here, the Reviewer's Choice Gary. First up, it's Margaret Cho in Mother. And I quote, "Tedious to the extreme, with a serious lack of both wit and comedy. A really lazy show, 1 star. Eddie Ift in Too Soon. Yawn-inducing puerile material, 1 star. Eliza Grounds in Stop It, You're Killing Me. Grounds doesn't die on stage. To die on stage, you actually need a stage to begin with. Alex Williamson and Friends. Anyone with a slight interest in comedy as a craft would be offended by the lack of ideas and performance skills here. 1 star. 5 in a Bed. Kudos to all 5 performers for trying. Shane Matheson and the immortal space hopper of Doom. A mind-bogglingly, head-scratchingly, half-baked morass of story and song. 1.5 stars. Ursula Carlson, I'm going to need a second opinion. Her story about her near-death experience nearly brought the audience to experience one of their own. The minutes painfully dragged by. 1 star. The incredibly satisfying adventures of Milton McCaffrey, PI. Incredibly unsatisfying. And the winner is Jed and Jamie. This is History of Melbourne, a walking... How can that be? They got good reviews. They got good... And now we come to the coveted Brown Gary Award. An award to a show, to a comedian who right royally took it up the Gary this year in a most painful way. We've narrowed the nominees down from 53 all the way down to just 3. And the nominees are Darren Freak, DFO, Darren Freaks Out. 11 shows booked in, 7 of them cancelled because no one showed up. John Burgos, an annoying devil in Melbourne. After a horror run in Adelaide in which his venue fell through, John brought his show to Melbourne to play at Sahara Bar, which refused to let him on stage. He moved venue once again and no one showed up, and he eventually pulled the show. That's gotta hurt. Hugo Gleason, Guinea Pigs Down Under and Friends. How could you lose with a show like that? Just before registering his show, his girlfriend had heart surgery in China. Oh, in actual China. Tech difficulties on his first night left his audience screaming in agony, ears bleeding and trying to escape. No one had any idea what his show was about, and no one reviewed his show because reviewers refused to come and see his show. And the Brown Gary for 2013 goes to, and I'm very happy for this, Mr. John Burgos. Well, that's the Gary squeezed out for another year. To all those people that had shows, to all those artists that participated this year, well done to you. To all our Gary winners, we say well done. For winners are losers, or something like that. We'll be back next year, possibly. If you missed the earlier Garys for the technical and scientific, they're on again at a later date. There was no one. To take us out, would you please